Garage 6 after these Panama Canal. 7 is Philip of Spain, 8 is Sun Prince, then 9 Roberto, and the back markers Flint and Partner and Big Bead. And with 5.5 furlongs to travel, it's still High Top making the running, followed by Do Battle and Steel Pulse. Then comes Desperate D and Sun Prince, and with that on to Tony Cook.
And they're desperately hard to see from the stands, but High Top still looks to me to be leading Steel Pulse and Do Battle right out in the centre, right on the outside of the field. Grey Mirage goes just about the best of those over on the stand side. Big Bead is now moving forward on the stand rail together with Pardner. Roberto is behind the leaders over on the far side. With 2.5 furlongs to go, High Top is the clear leader now from Steel Pulse, Do Battle, Sun Prince and Philip of Spain, who's running on well there, and those 5 or 6 have got it between them as they run down into the dip. High Top is clear. With 1.5 furlongs to go, High Top is clear of Roberto, who's now running on very strong. Roberto is the danger. It's High Top challenged by Roberto. Then comes Sun Prince, Steel Pulse, Philip of Spain and Big Bead. Racing up now with just 100 yards to go. It's High Top hanging on desperately from Roberto, and he's just going to make it at the post. High Top the winner. Roberto second, Sun Prince third, then Steel Pulse, Big B, Desperate D, Philip of Spain, Grey Mirage, Flintham, Do Battle, Pard.
Lester Pickett is champion jockey. When you're champion jockey, you get the best. That mountain of money he's sitting on is Roberto, the favourite. Some like the idea of running in the Derby, others don't. That's Donello being tiresome. And this is how the Derby, Part 1, looks to a horse. Alec Marsh has started 99 classics. This will be his ton. Roberto's done it all before.
Lisa on the outside was quickly away together with Sukawa, Meadowmint and Pentland Firth. And on settling down towards the end of the first furlong, the leaders are Pentland Firth, Sukawa on the inside, Ormindo and Roberto. Then just behind the leaders, Scottish Rifle, Steel Pulse, Sharling, then Yaroslav, and on the outside, Palladium, together with Mercia Boy. Going up the hill towards the end of the first
Carson up, handily close behind. Derby horses may be slow or fast, but one thing they have in common, they're expensive. This thundering bunch of hay burners is worth hundreds of thousands of pounds. A good jockey must have a keen sense of timing. He must keep cool and calm, and always keep his pecker up.
Mercia Boy, behind Mercia Boy comes Roberto, then Ormindo, Steel Pulse, behind Steel Pulse, Yaroslav and Rheingold. Runners now are coming down the hill towards Tapton Corner, and Pentland Firth in the lead by a length from Meadowmint. Then Roberto is third, Ormindo is fourth, Paper Cap is improving. and Ormindo together with Charlie. They've got just over 2 furlongs to race, and it's Benson from Steel Pulse and Roberto who are coming to join him. Steel Pulse coming up on the outside with Roberto. They're racing for the final furlong, and it's now Rheingold and Roberto together from Benson and approaching the line, and it's Roberto Rheingold.
It's a photo, though Roberto seems to have it won. Because this has been an exciting derby. Derbies usually are. The owner collects his trophy, and Roberto basks in the admiration for a few brief moments. But let's turn now to a rather special kind of horsepower. Of all the races run in Ireland, the Irish Sweeps Derby is at the very top of the racing calendar. By this year's Epsom Derby winner, Lester Piggott. Number 4, Bog Road, with jockey George McGrath. And Roberto, the Epsom winner, ridden here by Johnny Rowe. Number 6, one of the favourites, Leafar. Number 14 is Steel Pulse, ridden by Australian Bill Williamson. Manitoulin, number 10, just loosening up. 13 is Scottish Rifle, looking a bit edgy. And they're off with number 12, Extension, ridden by Christy Roach, leading the field in the 1972 Irish Sweeps Derby. There's 1 mile and 4 furlongs as 14 really top-class contenders go round here at the Curragh for the big money of over £58,000. So far, the summer hasn't been very kind to outdoor events. But good weather or bad, the Irish Derby provides the peak of excitement. For some, that is. Near the finish now as Bill Williamson on Steel Pulse and Scottish Rifle, ridden by Ron Hutchinson, battle it out. But it's Steel Pulse who clings to the lead as they cross the line. In second place was number 13, Scottish Rifle, followed by number 1, Ballymore. And so Steel Pulse, trained by Australian Scobie Breesley, is the winner of the Irish Sweeps Derby.
The white flag will be going up any second, and it's up, and they're under starters' orders, and they're off. And nobody really electing to go on at this early stage, whereas Roberto settles down in the lead from Bright Beam on the outside. Then just in behind them comes Rheingold, then comes Brigadier Gerard, and the back marker just Gold Rod. As they run down the far side, it's Bright Beam gone right up on the outside, Roberto. There's little juice between the other 3. Rheingold near Sorrell, Brigadier Gerard on the outside, and Gold Rod in 5th. As they continue round the turn with 7 furlongs to go, Roberto and Bright Beam, these two dispute it. Then comes Brigadier Gerard disputing 3rd place with Rheingold, and Gold Rod now in 5th place. They run now towards the 6 furlong from home marker, and it's Roberto and Bright Beam still the 2 leaders. They in turn are being followed by Rheingold. Then comes Brigadier Gerard, and then on the outside and in 5th place is Gold Rod. They very nearly enter into the straight, 5 furlongs to run. And it's Roberto nearest the rails, and on the outside is Bright Beam. Then comes Rheingold, who race on the inside of Brigadier Gerard. Bright Beam just went a little bit wide there, but they have just over 4 furlongs of this, the Benson Hedges Gold Cup to run. And it's Roberto and Bright Beam and Brigadier Gerard now begin to close in on Roberto. Then comes Rheingold and Gold Rod. They've got 3.5 furlongs to run now, and it's Roberto still the leader from Brigadier Gerard, now begin to loom up size on his outside. Rheingold on the inside near Sorrell. Then comes Gold Rod on the outside. Bright Beam now drops back to be 5th. They're 2.5 furlongs to run now, and as Roberto still just has the advantage of Brigadier Gerard. These two are now beginning to draw away from Rheingold and Gold Rod, but it's Roberto still holding the lead, and they've got about 1.5 furlongs to go, and Roberto seems to be holding his own against Brigadier Gerard as they run up towards the final furlong. It's Roberto holding Brigadier Gerard, and as they hit the furlong from home marker, it's Roberto running away from Brigadier Gerard. They've got about 150 yards to go, and it's Roberto. He's going to win no 2 ways about it. Brigadier Gerard can't get him. They've got about 50 yards to the line, and as they come towards the line, Roberto is the winner, and Brigadier Gerard, unbeaten record, is absolutely smashed to smithereens. And then comes Gold Rod, and finally Rheingold, and some way even more behind him is Bright. as they swing now into the straight. This is the Coronation Cup. And it's Roberto on the outside of Ballyhot. Then comes Atticamelli, just being pushed along now by Jeff Lewis, but Roberto quickly goes into the lead now. And so they have 2.5 furlongs to go. And it's Roberto in the lead now, being followed now by Atticamelli. And Ballyhot now losing ground back in the third. Barragoy makes a run on the outside, 2 furlongs out. And Roberto really cruising along nicely in the lead, about 2 lengths to the good over Atticamelli. Then comes Barragoy and Ballyhot. And so they're running now towards the final furlong. And this really is an easy, simple task for Roberto, just cruising along in the lead. No need for Figure to shake him up, and he's going to cruise, have a very comfortable winner. He's got about 100 yards to run, and as they come up towards the line, Roberto wins it from Atticamelli. Then comes Barragoy.